Okay, so this is the last video for the day, and it's gonna be pretty long, but it's a good one. I have my two books here, my two books. Now, I bought this book after this one. This is based on teachings, esoteric teachings, religious teachings, psychology, actual psychology to build confidence and not just, blind confidence, but understanding it from perspective of practicality. If you can't change your reality, then spirituality is vanity. I heard that from Nero. So yeah, this is express a true nature and nature of how you want to be treated and viewed. Now treat and express yourself in that manner with no exception and expectations. Your above is and will be reflected below. Things change. Law of correspondence and law of rhythm. Should we say correspondence and rhythm? Frequency. But it is what it is. Vibration, yeah, law of vibration. The idea of trading is that you have to be vibrating towards a particular character. And this character has to be in real time. Obviously, you have to understand metrics like the market is about dealing with real time successfully again and again in the easiest way or the most efficient way. The easiest is for those who are still learning, which is choosing the easiest trades, picking signals that are very difficult to invalidate, like a W on the H1 or a V on the daily. Then the most efficient. People can utilize risk. I see a W on an M5 that can be translated on the H1, or I see a sniper entry on the H1 and I'm gonna risk accordingly. Again, I express trading as the least variables. The least variables help you succeed when it comes to trading. If you can remove as much noise, as much distractions to actually focus on your goal and the things that get you closer to your goal, you win. Again, this is the Men's Journal. This is based on my views, my perspectives, and my trading experiences. You're free to disagree, but the motto is improvement, maintenance, and victory. We're here to get better. We're here to maintain what we have, and we're here to win. So, this helped me design my perspectives and psychologies. Every great trader is some sort of spiritual man or psychological man. Somehow you have to have some sort of intelligence. The statement I live by is intelligence breeds spirituality and spirituality breeds intelligence. You think the person who created the first jet was okay here? No. Even Albert Einstein was not okay there. So you have to, every trader, that's why they have trader PTSD. I call it trader PTSD, where they have so many characters within one. You have to be a mental coach, you have to be physical coach, you have to be an auditor, you have to know how to journal, bookkeep, be good at administration. There's so many careers within trading. Now, this is besides the actual point of trading. The actual point of trading is to make money. I come with my money, I risk on real time, and I try to make an outcome. I'm either going to blow or hit my goal. There's nothing more to it. But the rabbit hole that trading takes us is something that no one talks about, which is what this channel is about, which is what this journal is about. Because I found myself in the same, hole and just asking myself, what is going on? And instead of hating on it, I understood it, that it does breed change. You feel uneasy, unsettled within yourself because the actions you've been performing and the way you've been treating yourself is the character that's needed right now for your successful trading. That's why you research. That's why you come across, videos like this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the character. Now, because you're probably in the same environment, or you probably haven't gotten what you wanted to get. You perceive it as change hasn't happened. It has. You've changed internally. You've changed in terms of action. You've changed completely. You are now the difference. You are the light in the tunnel. One of the people that helped me develop my gradual trading strategy was a student I was teaching. I don't teach no more. I don't do that. This is what I'm gonna do forever. Maybe if I teach would be for what is this? Attempting projects the way I did before. So she gave me this idea. That's a she, yeah. She gave me this idea of making trading a project. I was always obsessed of trading is a skill that you can make as much money as possible anytime. I still believe that reality because, again, trading is based on situation. If you have enough capital and enough skill, you can do as you please, because skill is understanding that you can handle every outcome that real-time data poses onto you. And funding is, I have an equivalent amount that can interact with the market honestly, holistically, and truthfully. So that was my belief. That was my thought. And I still do think like that. I don't want to put some negativity on me. Like I said, I hate TikTok. I think TikTok is the dumbest app in the world ever created. The crazy thing is you don't even curate your own brainwashing when it comes to TikTok. It's pure brainwashing. It's pure garbage. Instagram is dope because you choose what you want to watch. You choose what you interact with. YouTube is dope because you choose what you want to interact with. I take YouTube as a library, a video library. I take Instagram as a marketplace for creators, a marketplace for inspiration, for development. Instagram is dope because there is a standard on Instagram, kind of like there is a standard on YouTube, which is what I like. There's no standard on TikTok. It's just if you can regurgitate anything, we'll put it on there. I don't know. I just flipping hate it. Why? Because of the negativity, the stigma around what trading has become in TikTok. At least on Instagram, the people, when they tell you about trading, they give you realistic perspectives about it. They tell you what they actually mean. Now on TikTok, everyone's trying to be famous. I'm not trying to be famous. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for myself, for my journal. Again, this was for me to discover my aggressive trading strategy, and as time went on, I'm starting to enjoy it. First, I wanted to, teach on YouTube, give teachings, and I found out it didn't work out because I was not ready. I didn't know enough. I was not confident enough on the camera. I didn't know how to perceive the message that I'm gonna portray. There's I'm going out there to teach, and then there's going out there to say, you know what, I'm also learning as I teach. As I do this, I'm gonna watch this, go through it, and understand, where can this help me? And that's why I'm doing it now. Now on TikTok, it was more, I need people to watch this. I don't need no one to watch this. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no one to watch this. I need me to watch this. But if it does come into the hands where someone does get help, then it's a W. I said a mouthful because I wanted to, move on to the next point because I had forgotten what I was talking about. But yeah, a psychology book. You have to read, be smarter in the market space because it puts you through this journey of self-improvement, of understanding different personas, different perspectives, in order to not always beat yourself up when it comes to the market. Again, I can label it out as easy as those specific outcomes of you lose because you don't understand the market. You lose because you fund too small. You lose because your funding intervals are too far apart. You lose because market data is bad. Those are the 4 pillars in terms of losing. I could call leverage. Over leveraging is not a real thing. What do I mean by that? If your intention is set, over leveraging is not a real thing, because good profit is also eliminating variables. Why? Because in the market, if you can play comfortably, you can win consistently. Now, small accounts, you cannot play comfortably. A lot of people who trade small accounts beat themselves up because they think it's their fault. No, you're constricted to specific signals. You know what I'm saying? You're constricted to a specific outcome. That means you, in order to make good profit, the trade has to move in a particular direction for a long period of time. So if you come into the market with a good understanding, a clear understanding, and you do find a trade that moves in a particular direction for a good period of time and you leverage, even if you blow, that was a good trade because it's 50-50. One day it's raining and the other day it's sunshines. And then given if it was the day where it was sunshines, we'd be calling you a legend. And that's why we say it's not that deep. And once your account stabilizes, now you have what we call your plan. Now this is a list of styles and approaches. These are direct. What do I mean by they are direct? And why I'm busy not showing the whole thing, because I cherish this. Again, as much as this is my journal, if these videos are good, they have a potential to blow up. And if they blow up, I'm probably not going to post ever again. You know what I'm saying? These are direct signals. The only way to understand what a direct signal is to understand that real time presents direct structure. There's nothing imaginary, there's no biases. The first thing traders come into the market and do is try to predict bias, try to predict key levels. No. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. You read what the context of market data is, and then you go through your strategies and understand what can you utilize on that particular market data, because it's about understanding the conclusions that structure has given to you today. It's not about finding key zones. You put key zones, the market doesn't even interact with those zones for like 3 months. That's bad trading. That's not patience and whatever. That's bad trading. Go and invest if that's how you trade. Now, I'm not saying you can't trade on key levels. You can, but the perspective of key levels is the key levels that are within current price. If current price is in the middle, you only interact with the 2 key levels that are trapping current price, because those are the only ones that current price can interact with in real time right now. But you put a key level on a daily. The key level is here, the market is there. Like, come on, bro. The market ain't gonna touch that place. No matter what goes up must come. That's not how the market works. The market works on 50-50. If I give you a structure and you don't interact with it, you might miss the entire move. That's what it means. So you must also understand which mechanical points you need to interact with. I've seen on the H1, if I put out my trend line after, a fluid move to the downside or fluid move to the upside, the H1 will create some sort of consolidation there. So what do you do? Put another trend line because you're trying to trap mechanical points? No, you can clearly see that if I put a trend line, this looks like an ugly trade. It presses me. Leave it. The outcome or the progression of structure is going to create better scenarios. Not just because you understand everything in the market doesn't mean you need to trade all. And that's where the skill comes in of, you know what, I'm discerning. I'm discerning myself when it comes here into these market conditions and say, you know what, I ain't entertaining this, bro. I get entertained. So that's basically what it is. Now, these 2 books help me design my program. And I hate trading, like I said. So whenever I trade, I have to design a plan. I have to make videos for myself in order to remind myself of my plan. So it's basically, I'm going to read some stuff. Yeah, I'm going to read some stuff. Let's say I'm about to fund. Or not even let's say I'm about to fund. This is how it actually happened. I'm broke. I need a job. I need money. Now I've been trading for a couple of years. I make normal withdrawals. $1,000 this week, maybe $500 in 3 weeks time, $1,000 another month, things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'll take it back, put it back in, take it back, put it back in. So now I'm tired of that. And why am I tired of that? Because I understand I take so much time to fund, and blowing is imminent. I don't want blowing to be imminent. I want success to be definite. So what do? First, I go listen to some books, audiobooks, read some books. Here are 5 books I read. They're not here. Number 1, The Kabbalion. Obviously, my side is there's no existence without God. Now, what is God to me? The sun, the air, these follicles, these pixels, everything that is matter, everything that is time, everything that is space. God is reality to me. So when I have a good reality, I need to talk to reality itself. God, I'm about to do this. Help me out. And now that opens up my perspective to know that do not focus on negativity. Whatever is happening, God is opening up for you. Again, I don't believe in evil. I believe evil is in every person. From my perspective, from my eyes, I've never seen a devil. I've seen people do devilish things. So that's why I believe there's only God and us. It's God and us, and we choose to create these cults, and we choose to become these evil entities because we want to be immortal. We want to live forever. I want to be young forever. We want to have specific emotions forever. Forgetting this is reality, whether you want that or not. That was implanted by reality itself. So we cannot escape, reality. So you cannot escape God. That's how I take it. Hence the symbol. That's an ancient Egyptian symbol. Some call it, esoteric symbols, and I don't know that. I know what it means for me. I know where I derived it from. I know that I'm only here for a specific time, so I get to be part of this organization. As much as I created the company from the perspective of truth, of how I don't know how to say this, how small I am in the scale of time, space, and matter. This just to prove that, all time has always been together, all matter has always been together, and all space has always been together. What I'm trying to say, I don't even want to get deep, but one thing is, the perception of it is that I understand that I'm only here for 100 years. And that means that's tangible 100 years. That means whether I like it or not, where I come from, which is before I was born, is where I'm going to spend most of my time after I die. So I have to channel that energy. Where do I come from? And then you find out that matter and that type of space and time is all connected. That means even reality is showing you where you coming from, what you need to do. I don't know. But yeah, that's the energy that follows me. That's the energy within me. And that's how I perceive it. Maybe one day I'll create a channel of that. But I don't think I'll create a channel of that. You end up becoming a nut job because you only perceive life from that perspective where it's a nut jobhood from there. Nah, there's real life. Like you can feel like, I like this. I want that. So you need to have a balance. Now the symbol is for me to understand that there's reality within reality, but there's also respect reality that's normal because it governs everything. And the reality that's normal it was never something separate. It's always been one thing. There's no such thing as magic. The world has always been weird. You know what I'm saying? And we say that because now it makes it sound weird. Instead of saying abnormality in the world is normality. Like you see the sun every day. How do you call that normal? You call a conversation normal. You call you searching on your phone normal. You call your existence of 100 years normal. But you see the sun there and you call that normal. Nah, bro. Nah. The market also has specific science to it, which it drives you to that point. There's a lot of physics in the market. Now, obviously, you don't trade physics. When you create a system, for you to understand the 50-50 nature and why that is, and you go through the quant route. So how did I create my system? I understood what I wanted. I don't want to blow. I want to trade for a fairly long time, but my account is small. So how am I going to work my way around it? I always understood in trading there's no excuses. If you want to play, you have to play. You know what I'm saying? If you come, you make excuses, you shouldn't be here. Or should I say that's how I always view my life. Don't make excuses. It's good to not want something. I don't want to do this. Saying you don't want to do something and saying you can't do something, those are two different things. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do this. That's okay. That's a decision. By making excuses, I can't. No. You know what I'm saying? So I had keywords. Keywords like royal, keywords like golden, keywords like discipline, titled, freedom. Those are the things that drive me. Those are the things I want to work for. You know, if you are royal, you have no expectations but that of your own. If you're disciplined, you're not driven by feelings. You're driven by fact. Is this thing moving me forward? Is this making me achieve my goal? Is this making me better? And again, the motto is improvement, maintenance, and victory. I have to win. I have to improve. And I have to keep what I have. As much as I feel some type of way. Again, another thing that trading helped is heal negativity from my side. You know, negativity. That's why I say there's change. You don't see the change, but you do change entirely. And you heal that negativity by understanding, okay, this is what I want and I've been failing for so long, but I'm not going to make excuses. And the more you work with that persona within your mind, you change. You become someone reliable. So trading requires a person that's reliable to themselves. You know what I'm saying? You have to be reliable to yourself. I remember I was not reliable. I'm going to be honest, I was not. But now I am. You know what I'm saying? Stand by myself. And even if I'm standing by others, I am reliable. So I understood experience, standard, and the code of conduct. The act of conviction, wanting results based on handling what is in front of me regardless of circumstance. That's experience. It's not just feeling what the market is telling you, but it's understanding that as I go in, I find out. I find out what works. As I go in, I find out what I need to do. So we come into the market with this fear that we already need to know. No, you don't need to know. You don't already. Real time tells you what you need. And you just have to gauge yourself. Like, okay, me, judging by my confidence, by my vision, my goal, I think I should take this much pressure. So that's the only part when we talk about intuition. But everything else is calculated. The reason I always say this is because if we cannot account for our steps, it's very hard to succeed again. And I emphasize this because I lost a trading system that I tried to account for and I still didn't understand. But now I do understand it. I understand that whenever I traded, so the project was 90 days. I want to trade an account and not blow it over a period of 3 months and make money. So I prepared because I already had a couple of strategies. I'm a person who juggles strategies, but this time I wanted something solid, something that's enclosed. You know, all outcomes, I know, I understand. All perspectives, I know, I understand. Yeah, bro. So that's what I understood. I understood that I need to understand all outcomes. So I understood that when I'm going to trade, the perspective is that in this 90 days, you're at work. There are people waking up, going to work for a specific outcome. You're at work. This is opportunity cost. Take the job seriously. Besides you wanting an outcome, take the job seriously. Prove that you deserve to be hired by yourself. Again, you always start by God, because if there's no one, your biggest fan is God. And if there's a certainty, if there's someone who's going to support you regardless of what you do, feel, think, it's God. So me, my biggest subscriber is God. My critic is God. So I am not gonna half-ass work while being looked at by him. You're in trading for a reason. It's an opportunity. It's a blessing. So I'm at work and I understood that I had prepared myself. How did I prepare myself? And I created a system called program trading. The title is based on understanding that I'm programming my mind to trade a particular way because of my situation, not because this is how trading works, but it aligns with how trading works, meaning it's good. It's like I'm planning on playing defense in the football field, the best defense. Why? Because it works in the football game. Planning how to play reserve does not work. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm doing this. Whatever he says. So, program trading is for preparation and direction. It gave me an understanding of what am I working for? What is the situation that I'm in? My situation is that I have a small account, I take time to fund, and I want to interact with every possible market condition in order to freely express myself, in order to not force profit, in order to allow my confidence to interchange or to move fluidly in the market space, not forcing it every time on real-time price. Real-time price will create those conditions for me, and I'll execute. That's the best way I can get to my goal. There's no certainty. There's just things that force me to punch, given that I'm a boxer that's afraid to punch. Or I'm a boxer that cannot throw a punch. So if you cannot throw a punch, or you're afraid to throw a punch, you create systems that force you to eventually throw the punch involuntarily. You know what I'm saying? So that was the idea of program trading, to tell me what I need to focus on. So it taught me my strategy. How did it teach my strategy? I explored my strategy, and I say this: the best way to explore your strategy is not to go on the chart and backtest. Backtesting doesn't work. It's like support and resistance, because every opportunity was 50-50 upon context, and the trade is based upon context. So what do you need to do? Draw out the context of the market which you find you understand, or you find that you're always interacting with, and the outcomes of those contexts of the market. And that's how you derive a strategy. You don't backtest. That's bullshit. So I understood that. I drew out my strategies and the outcomes and how to interact with them. Because you're here to make money. You're not here, I know the market now, I know the market. No. The market is going to tell you what you need to know. No. So I created the Gradus. I forgot what this means, but it's Latin. It's the plan and the perspectives. The perspective, which is in role trading, it's either you're going to have multiple pairs or a singular pair. And trading is about selectivity based on context, and that's it. I created support material, which I call my edge plan. Now, support material, let me show you an example of this. This is how to design a plan upon situation. You don't need to follow it. You can just attempt until you hit your goal. I do this because I want to chill. I didn't just trade for money. Trading had the term financial for the money, and freedom for do as you wish. Now, you cannot develop freedom without the highest form of discipline. You know what I'm saying? The safest man in the world is the most dangerous man in the world. So the most free man in the world is the most disciplined man in the world. So having things solid is a form of discipline, because you just have to systemize the solid. So yeah, I'm looking for the edged plan. I think I have a summary here of what it actually is. So yeah, so how is your day going? How's life? How's your trading? Not that bad. It's gonna be better. You just have to take it like you make the money doesn't make you. Floyd Mayweather said that. What that means is that the act of service in the market. The act of service, which is I'm gonna put in the work. I'm not gonna be entitled about the outcome. I'm here to experience. I'm royal. If I'm royal, that means my experience is gonna be royal. It's not one for the bottles. I don't do that. I'm not one of the bottles. No. So yeah, this is the edge plan. This is just a summary of the edge plan. I don't know if you can see that. So in the summary is your challenges. Either you can, you start off with your challenges, given that you are scared to take trades. You go on your daily, you take continuous daily structured trades to stabilize your account, stabilize your profit. So the way in which you know and wish to interact with the market, one of the plans, the risk acquired to keep your trading logical and comfortable. Again, the more you do also during your plan, the more you learn what's required. Oh, this is what's required. That's why there's a journal system. Like this system I saw in Close was amazing. 90 folders, 90 days, every day, market analysis, update, market overview, improvement and maintenance. I ain't about to lose my account. I ain't about to make no excuses. I'm a Real Madrid fan, man. We're champions. You know what I'm saying? So things like that. And that's why I say everything is connected. Your reality is connected to everything you think about, you do, you've ever experienced. And then there's this thing that people also tend to do, which is incorrect. You blame yourself for your childhood. No. There are certain things that happened in your childhood that should happen. There are certain things that happen in your adulthood that should happen, which is the general things within your specific reality. And then there's things that you do that give specific outcomes. Kind of like the market. There's specific outcomes the market creates. There's nothing you can do about it, regardless of the strategies and the understanding you have, the funding you have. And then there's what you can do, which is, I have funding, I see the context, I'm now. You know what I'm saying? Maneuver. Then you get a specific outcome. Now, if you are a good trader and you keep on getting losses, regardless of how perfect you are, there's certain things that are just telling you, hold up, relax. You shouldn't be trading. You know what I'm saying? For now. A trade clocking system to assess trading days. Again, this is day 1 until day 90. I'm at work. I'm not here to play. Then trade journal to record transactions. I have a trade journal. It's gonna take too long to get it. So yeah, I'll show it in the next video. Account types to diversify trade goals and intentions. Okay, that was created after I did a successful project. I calculated routine back to logical and comfortable trading using the easiest form of practicality. Again, trading is about removing as many variables as possible. If it means drawing out your trading plan the way I did here, you do so. When you do trade, this trading plan should be in your eyes. Every day when you trade, I'm seeing the market, it looks like this. Do not leave your results to chance. Now, I'm going to remove some of the pressure of this. Some of the pressure of these things, and I'm going to conclude the other supporting factors that made this project successful. Which is, the edge plan is for direct use to move the mission forward. I'm not here to attempt. I'm here to win. There's keywords for a reason. Certain traders don't win not because they're bad traders, not because they're not funded enough, because they just aren't winners. Like they don't tell themselves that I'm a winner, I'm gonna get this thing done. You have to be a winner. You have to say, I am gonna get it done. And then when you lose, be proud of that, because you came in there with the winner mentality. And how you're gonna scrape off those outcomes is gonna be based on the winner. Now, if you're a loser and you don't tell yourself you're gonna move forward, you're going to come in there, you're going to lose, and you're not going to know how to utilize the outcomes of that loss. Everything creates perspective. Whether you like it or not, try to create that perspective. Sometimes the perspective might come after the action. So if the action presents itself, take the action. Move forward, find out. The statement we used to use, when I say used to use, this is where I go to group 2 for fellowship and used as a task force. Now, this is where it was like a WhatsApp group. We were 4 of us. We all did the training together. You know what I'm saying? We all understood the goal. We set out the systems that we need. And every day I would send my market overviews, updates, and analysis there for accountability, for direction, to know that I'm not working alone. There's people who have the same goal as me and we're driving towards something. Then other tools, ChatGPT, the internet, family, friends. During these 90 days, I'm at work. Everything is research. Everything is information. Everything helps me to move forward. Friends, family, internet, I'm going to use it in the most positive way. Everything that serves as a distraction or serves as cutting my legs down, I remove. I think I should put this in there. I did not have TikTok. Like, I started using TikTok when I started posting videos. I've never used TikTok for fun or anything. I don't like it. I've always found it weird. You know, I've always found it weird. It's good to, every person that has used it, that I've come into contact with, ends up being weird after the usage of it. That's fucked up. I'm sorry. It's a mess. So, yeah, I use that. The moral compass for mental and environmental compassing. Like, you see that picture over there? That's Ronaldo. That's another Ronaldo picture. I drew those pictures. Mentality. Specific mentalities I associate with my trading. Even if you have a messy one, it's good. We're talking about people who make the difference. When I come into the market, I'm not expecting for handouts. I'm not expecting for the easiest trade. I hope it's easy. I spoke to God. I hope it's easy. But regardless of how it is, I'm at work and I'm going to prove my work. And I also stated, on days where the market is trash, state that it's trash and I'm not working through this. Markets are in bad condition, and this is why I'm not trading. I try to utilize my strategies. None of them fit easily or effectively. This exposes my account, my psychology. I'm not trading today. Boom. Next day we move on. So that's the mentality. I make the difference. I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? I'm as good as these trading wizards. You know what I'm saying? The trading wizards are Paul Tudor Jones, and all of them. I can and I will. So these are the things that I put in my mind. You know outcomes, but you focus on possibility, and reducing bad outcome could also be good profit. Excuse me, I just had to read that. I don't know why I put that there, but it's a good point. You need to know outcomes, but focus on possibility. So I knew all the outcomes of my strategies. That's why I'm comfortable. I knew the outcomes of my interactions. That's why I'm comfortable. But I focused on possibility. The more I do good actions, the more I do this, the more forward I go, the better I get, and all that. Then disciplines and pillars like God, gym, training, planting, all this for commitment and strong belief. All this for positive habit. I was watching an SMB video. I don't know, SMB or SMU. I don't know, but some trading. These guys are good. These guys are very good. The philosophies they have are amazing. This guy says, if your life is not great, your trading will not be great. Now, people mistake a great life for a happy life. No. A great life is a successful life. A successful life could be whenever you do something, you attain outcomes, or whenever you do something, you attain control. But one way or another, whenever you do something, you're committed to it, and it moves towards production. So, God, bro, I only know as much as today. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, next year, next month. Only God knows. Even those who plan, who say they are men of power, only God knows. Okay, that is illegal. That is illegal. So yeah, training. I hate training. But I can't be a fan of this man and not train. You know what I'm saying? So the more I train, the better I feel about myself, regardless of how much I feel before I train, how much hate, anger, feeling of I'm forcing myself. I train. Success. I have a W. These are commitments. Planting. So when I start a project, I set out a plant goal. I've always wanted to plant tomatoes. I've planted almost everything, but tomatoes don't never grow, So I'm like, I'm gonna plant tomatoes successfully. And the motto of plants is that after a specific amount of time, it's a certainty that plant will grow. But you have to put in the work, you have to put in the attention, you have to put in the focus. These are methodologies that are needed, perspectives that are needed when it comes to real trading. Focus, attention, commitment. So you create these habits that align with trading. And you can't create these habits if you live a double life, meaning your life is not successful, where you do things. It could be reading, it could be crafting, could be sports. Now, the reason I said training and gym is because gym and training are two different things. Training is more sports aligned, gym is more self-aligned, strength and mentality and all that. So yeah, you have to be the difference maker. You have to be committed. You have to be titled and not entitled. Title means you are the market wizard. You want to prove it. Title means you are the best trader you know, and you want to prove it. Don't be entitled, say I'm the best trader, so I'm going to win. No. I'm the best trader, and I will prove it. Fight as you go. Work as you go. Then we had video journaling for accountability, for seriousness, and coordination. If you go through your video journaling and you find out that you've been changing your strategies and you haven't been straightforward in terms of the things that you do, taking shortcuts, you look like a clown. The seriousness goes out the window. You don't respect yourself. As much as I hated every day of trading my system, I'm not gonna lie, because I wanted quick money. But something was telling me, hey, don't take any shortcuts. Let me just say my inner self, my people, my ancestors, don't take shortcuts. So I didn't take shortcuts. That seriousness, that commitment created this beast. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the beginning. And it creates coordination. I know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and what I should not do going forward in order to achieve my goal. Again, the mindset should be you are going to achieve your goal. I understand blowing is normal, but I'm creating so many steps that ensure that, blowing is minimal. By understanding enough, by understanding how to utilize what I have and what I can do to achieve my goal, by breaking it down into steps that are practical to my approach. If I wake up, I train every day, I take care of my plan every day, I pray, and then I go through my chart, I read price as it is and understand what could be and utilize the smallest lot size in the most efficient and easy manners per day, I make progress. That's the goal. The goal is progress. And eventually in trading, your account stabilizes and you don't need progress anymore. You need conviction. And now when conviction starts, you start scaling in. And I told myself, once the account gets to 10K, you start risking a K per trade, or you start risking a K per day, and your return should be this much. And your return should be this much. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But again, in terms of returns, the market tells you what pressure you should put in. If you see your stop loss is like 200 and your account is like 10K, you obviously can risk like 2 bets. Can take like 10 trades. 10 trades, 2K gone. But when the market goes into your direction, within the same span of your stop loss, you've made break even. And you can take half of the profits. As much as you said, I was going to lose 2K, you didn't lose 2K. You're just making 2K right now and you just collected a K. And now you're just putting your stop loss at entry points. You just made a free 1K. Now, everything, does that work 100%? No. Again, everything is 50-50. On days where the 2K is hit, you understand that, you know what, on any other day, I would have collected a K within the first hour and let my profits run for the next like 19 hours. And that's a free trading. That's the logic I had behind the trading. And I still have that. It's my blueprint. I'm making these videos because I had to reevaluate the processes, and I hit a crash. I hit a crash because there was so much into it, building it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, maybe you can build your trading plan based on what I've said. Be resilient, be adaptable, be innovative, be courageous, persistent, and you'll get there. You will get there. Also, one thing I didn't mention is before we trained, we understood specific concepts, which is, where's my small book? We understood the types of learners. Understanding the type of learners, which is okay, understanding the types of learners and learning and mastery. We went through the list of mastery to understand the mindset that you should have when you enter this. Always develop that. Have your books, have your psychology book, purely psychology, purely understanding the strong mind, the strong soul, the strong character. My character is the warrior, the leopard, the royal one. You know what I'm saying? Starboy. Mastery. A master has patience to master what he learns. That means as I improve, I should be patient to myself to understand that. Take it slow. That's why I chose to use small lots, regardless of how much profit I want. Small lots in order to gain confidence, in order to understand the game I'm playing. I understand already the game is about money, but can I play the game well? A master gives credit where credit is due. They study you. So when you do good, be proud of yourself. Because winning creates confidence, and approving of your wins creates respect towards yourself. You know, you respect the efforts that you've put in and what you've built. They practice, they search, they repeat. Repetition is key to a master. You don't get to the top by doing what's great once. You get to the top by doing it every day, and when you get to the top, it looks effortless. That man right there. Okay, focused on every behavior needed. Now, the reason I designed this structure, this plan, regardless of it being situational, it's only situational because of the amount of funds that I have and the intervals that I interact with the market. Understood. This is not just to win or protect me. It's to make sure that everything that I do makes me feel great, makes me perform great, and makes me attain my goal. So, focused on every behavior needed. They have a passion to become fluent. You have to have a passion to become better in the market. So that's why you force yourself to do certain things that you don't want to do, like small lot sizes, stop losses, taking profit, being there every day whether you don't like it or not, executing the strategy that's needed, not what you feel. That's why you're committed. So we understood that they are disciplined. Discipline creates confidence. Confidence creates success. So the more you do something, the better you get at it. And the better you get at it, the better you feel about doing it. And the better you feel about doing it, the easier it is to do. And the easier it is to achieve whatever you do. They set frames and do whatever it takes. To overcome stuttery, they suspend all beliefs. They surrender to the new practice. Intention, curiosity, authors of their own reality. Do you see that? The amount of responsibility a master has. Do you know how much responsibility falls in the hands of that man? Of Messi? Do you know how much responsibility? You are the author of your own reality. I understood that. No one is coming to save me. It sounds cliche, but I understood that no one is coming to save me. No one is going to trade for me. No one is going to help me achieve my goal for me. So I'm going to create steps that make sure that I achieve that goal. And I am also that step. I am also that step. So, how to learn? There are 4 types of learners. There's the compulsive, there's the dabbler, there's the hacker, and the master. I tried to look for this video on YouTube. I still can't find it. I don't know why. But the compulsive says, I have to. Bad mindset. Bad mindset. You don't have to. Saying you have to means if you lose, you are screwed. The dabbler kinda tries to. Like, if you have a plan that says you have to achieve a mission, saying you kinda have to, you ain't really gonna achieve it. The hacker should and need to. You know, the hacker finds a way around it. Usually, I should be going against all 3, but I kinda approve of the hacker. Should and need to. But should and need to means you're put in a corner to trade. But the hacker, the thing I like about the hacker, they find ways. But it's not a should and need to. It's a master. A master gets to, a master wants to, and a master can. So I get to achieve my goal, and I want to achieve my goal, and I can achieve my goal. Lastly, remember to be human. Remember to be human. Be healthy. Don't do too much. You won't die while you are consistent throughout this process and project, but you will achieve your goal. But remember to be human. You make mistakes. You're not perfect. Be mindful. Yeah, back to the story. Me teaching this girl taught me to take time when it comes to trading. Trading requires time because you need to interact with the market as whole as possible. When I say as whole, it means different market types, different market conditions, understanding risk, and how real time tells you what type of risk you need to take. And that bred the creation of this. Now, I always wanted to trade in intervals, but never this way. And we moved on. We created. We moved on to the project, and yeah, she was part of the project. It was a successful project. It was great. Am I happy with it? I don't know. I'm happy with the creation of it. Could the outcomes been different? Yes, because my mindset was just to spoon feeding. Like I didn't give the group enough room to fail. I just put so much help around them, and I feel like that was the problem. As much as I understand trading takes time, you can teach someone trading, but you can't teach them how to be a trader. So that's the concept I didn't understand, and that messed my mind up a lot, you know, big time for a long period of time. That I'm teaching people how to trade, but I can't teach them how to be traders. You know, only specific people can do that. So yeah, basically what it is. So this is live chat on creating your system. No, not even creating a system. This is my system, my 90 days training. I'm gonna label this video how to create a system. How to create a system. I was supposed to put in things like SMCs, not the SMCs you see on the market. No, SMCs. There's a smart money concept, meaning how smart is your money concepts. And in terms of smart money concepts, is how you make profit in the market and how you survive. For me, which is profit taking, stop loss placement, min lot size, break even, and trail stops. Trail stops for aggressive trading, stop losses for normal trading, break evens for all traders because we ain't trying to give shit back to the market, and profit taking for growing your account. Those are smart money concepts that I implemented within the trading system. It's broader, but as time goes by and I make more videos, it's gonna be understandable. Like, there's no I'm gonna post my program trading and say this, follow my strategy and my approach. This is how you do. No, how long I spend doing that, and that's why I say I don't teach. I'm not gonna teach. But any comments that are placed concerning market questions, I'll answer them in the next video. Any question, anything that you have a problem with in terms of the market, I'll make a video about it. But in terms of me, nah, I don't teach. The goal is to put out these videos for myself to strengthen my trading, potentially touch an audience that actually needs help. The next video I'm going to make is about all traders. All traders want to get at to the next video and understand that, again, reality has certain weirdness, which is we probably all started trading right around the same time, we're probably feeling probably the same thing, probably thinking the same thing about trading. And yeah, it's about gathering here and gatekeeping. The next video is about gatekeeping, because trading is about to be a floodgate for every trader who's been trading for plus 3, 4, 5 years. You've been trading for more. I've been trading for 9. So the floodgates are about to open for all traders. Why? And I'm saying, why are we gatekeeping? Because there've been people rambling and running their mouths on some, oh, traders is not a real job. Oh, trader, you can't. Why in the era of traders being celebrities now? You can't. And it's the perspective of one, people don't understand what profitability is. Profitability is making withdrawals, regardless of the size of the account. People not understanding what good trading is. Good trading, losing and blowing are normal. Losing and blowing are normal. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's basically what it is. Live chat about creation of your methodology. Yeah, I'll call this, how to create your methodology and actually understand it to actually win. The focus must, you're on a mission. You're not here to, I viewed it like this. I ain't about to ask people who will give me opportunities when the market is going to give me an opportunity where I am capable. No, bro. No.